She was the most unlikable candidate in the history of presidents, and that's saying a lot.
Right. Biden says the same thing.
He's number 2. When Biden says something, does anyone go like, oh?
Right.
No, they used to go, what did he say?
What is happening in America? You can feel it. Something we've worked for and dreamed of for a long time. Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial. And when he woke up, he made his own kind of history. The first person to run for president with 34 felonies.
So picture this. Hillary Clinton is walking back and forth like a volcano about to explode. She's super angry. And then there's Tyrus, just sitting there like he's reading out a boring shopping list. But instead of bananas and milk, he's dropping huge secrets. And not just any secrets, these are super messy ones, like a little kid's sneakers after running through the mud. Boom, big drama. Hillary's reaction? Oh wow, it was so intense it could light up a whole city. You're probably sitting there thinking, wait, what could be so crazy that it made Hillary this mad? Well, get ready, because this meltdown is so wild, it makes political news feel like a daytime soap opera.
You know, Tyrus, and this goes back to 2016, people were reluctant to talk to pollsters to say, I like Donald Trump. And now, fast forward 8 years later, essentially they're saying, if you like him, you're in a cult. Do you really want to be in a cult?
If the cult that Hillary doesn't like, yeah.
So guess what? Hillary Clinton was really mad, like a volcano about to blow up. And there's this guy, Tyrus, who's just talking like he's reading a grocery list. But the things he's saying? Oh wow, they're full of secrets, super messy ones, like a kid's shoes after jumping in muddy puddles. Boom, big drama. Hillary's reaction was so intense, it could probably power a whole city. You might be thinking, wait, what did Tyrus say that made her that mad? Get ready, because this story is bigger than any TV drama.
Is it a red hat? I'll get one. Like, it's ridiculous that when the losing side or someone, she's just a very unlikable person and will say anything to get this attention. But here's the thing, it's changed. America has changed. We no longer listen to that stuff. Now when they say it, we go, that's why I didn't vote for you.
Before we keep going, hit that like button and subscribe. Because trust me, you don't want to miss this. So, Hillary Clinton was supposed to be enjoying her quiet life after politics. She was showing up on talk shows, saying wise things she had practiced, and getting lots of claps like a star on Broadway. But then, boom, here comes Tyrus. He walks in like a giant elephant in a small shop and starts spilling secrets. And not just any secrets. These sound like they came from a top-secret spy base.
Hillary Clinton is one of the most disgusting human beings on the planet. Very much so. Always has been, always will be, and will be inserting clips on her response to Benghazi several times throughout the interview. I want to show who she is.
She's worse than her husband.
A lot of people say that this was triggered by a YouTube video. This is her statement. I condemn in the strongest terms the attack on our mission in Benghazi. The United States deplores any intentional effort to denigrate the religious beliefs of others. Our commitment to religious tolerance goes back to the very beginning.
Suddenly, Hillary, who's been through tons of Washington drama and survived it all, is blowing up like someone pulled the plug on her teleprompter mid-speech. And let's be real, if anyone was going to make her lose her cool, it wasn't going to be a boring senator or someone from another country, or even some nice journalists asking easy questions. Nope. It had to be Tyrus, this big guy who looks like he came from a wrestling show, and now just throws truth bombs on TV. He doesn't tiptoe into trouble. He jumps right into it like a cannonball.
Every time she talks, you kind of get why Bill did what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, it's kind of like, again, I don't condone, cheating, but
No.
that's your morning.
Yeah.
You gotta kiss that before you go to bed at night, and then you gotta sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
The world was just doing its thing, politics being its usual messy self, when Tyrus decided, today's the day I'm going to bring out the big secrets. Not the clean, safe secrets people can spin into nice stories. No, these are the kind of secrets that make fancy reputations smell worse than old gym socks at a summer barbecue.
Oh, your buddy Epstein wouldn't off himself, and she has all this extra footage cut up in the closet. Like, I bet he has. I bet Bill has not had a good night's sleep for years. I mean, that's why he aged so bad. Like, a lot of people don't know this. Bill Clinton is only 37 years old.
And when Tyrus shared those secrets, Hillary didn't stay calm. Oh no. She didn't just give a cold look or a quiet reply. She totally blew up. It was like someone replaced her coffee with rocket fuel. Now, Tyrus has a special talent. He doesn't just tell secrets. He makes them feel like a WWE match. He adds drama, loud voices, and just enough flair to keep people watching. So when he talked about Hillary, it wasn't just about her past. It was a whole show. And Hillary couldn't stand that. She's always tried to control the story. The speeches, the interviews, always looking like she's super smart and ahead of the game. But Tyrus? He just throws the secret out there and watches everything fall apart. And when that happened, Hillary totally lost it, yelling, walking back and forth, waving her arms like she was acting in her own drama show.
She's just evil. Like, there's nothing like her.
Why would you even tweet that? Like, don't you have
I think she just sits around in her evil lair. Whenever she runs out of Eye of Newt and Small Children to Boil, she then goes to X and just says whatever the most evilest thing. I think if the devil himself showed up, like, you'll never hear her being possessed by a demon. You know what I'm saying? The demon will walk in and the demon will be calling Dr. Phil, you don't believe that I just saw, bro. Like.
So what did Tyrus actually say? Well, let's just say it wasn't sweet bedtime stories. These were real, deep secrets. The kind that pull old scandals out of the grave, dust them off, and shine a big light on them. Suddenly, Hillary's old problems weren't quiet anymore. They were marching around like a silly parade. And Hillary has had enough scandals in her life to fill a whole TV series. Her team was scared because when someone like Tyrus doesn't follow the rules, you can't plan a good answer. Her reaction became the real story, not even the secrets. It was all about how loudly she was trying to shut it all down.
Catfish. Well, they wanted us to believe it was a big naughty redhead that was going around, was going to ruin the world and do all kinds of bad things to us. Turns out the catfish was, hey, we don't boo here. But for this one time, you may boo.
And nothing shows I'm super upset like a big meltdown in front of everyone. The internet loved it. People made memes so fast. Some said Hillary's freakout meant she was guilty of everything, even hiding Jimmy Hoffa. Others said Tyrus was just trying to get attention. But while everyone argued, the real star was the show itself. Because in 2025, political drama is like TV. Hillary's been called every name, been through endless investigations, and still smiled like nothing could shake her. But then, along comes Tyrus, and she explodes like a pressure cooker. That tells you everything about the crazy mind games going on here.
Hey, look, if the pantsuit fits, Hillary Clinton, you owe Russia an apology. And there should be an apology tour for lying to the American people and ruining 2 years of Trump's presidency and affecting elections with Russiagate, impeachment, and fake dossiers. Oh yeah, let's not forget E-tape.
This wasn't just about facts. It was about how it looked. And in politics, what people see matters more than what's true. When Hillary exploded, it made people think, wow, maybe those secrets really got to her. And once people think you're upset, you've already lost half the fight. Tyrus knows this trick. He doesn't need big proof or papers. Just a little secret, a grin, and boom, Hillary does the rest by overreacting. It's like poking a bear and letting the bear make the news for you. And yeah, it totally worked. You'd think Hillary would know by now how to just laugh off a scandal and move on. But nope, she blew up. And once that happened, the internet decided this was the meltdown of the year. Meanwhile, Tyrus was already moving on to his next crazy moment.
I want you to remember what Donald Trump said about Hillary Clinton back in the 2016 debate.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
You should be going to jail, lady.
Her explosion wasn't just a reaction. It was like a performance. It made people wonder if Hillary had been practicing this in front of her mirror for years. She didn't just say she disagreed. She went full drama, waving her arms, yelling, going all in. It was like a super serious play turned into a wrestling commercial, with music only she could hear in her head. Hillary tries to be calm and classy. She smiles, talks into the mic like a pro, and says her lines like she's in a courtroom. But when someone like Tyrus brings out the big stuff, all that calm disappears faster than an ice cream on a hot day. Watching her get that mad wasn't just about what Tyrus said. It showed that her unbreakable image could break. And, yep, the internet had a field day with that. Memes popped up everywhere, faster than her temper.
Since they can't air the truth, they control the storyline, and they've lost control of it. From bloodbath to democracy. Last night, Hillary tried framing the election like this. Both guys are old, but you can't vote for the one we indicted.
What do you say to voters who are upset that those are the two choices?
Get over yourself. Those are the two choices. One is old and effective and compassionate, has a heart, and really cares about people. And one is old and has been charged with 91.
1 second she was giving fiery comebacks. The next, she was all over social media. As a volcano, a giant explosion, or a robot freaking out. People on Twitter started calling her Mount Hillary. TikTok made funny videos with her yelling and Tyrus smiling like a cat that ate a bald eagle. Even people who didn't care about politics suddenly cared, because watching someone super powerful lose it in real time, that's top-tier entertainment. The hashtags were trending all over the world. News people tried to talk about it seriously, but you could tell they wanted to laugh. Some begged Hillary to just make a joke and calm things down. But the more they tried to fix it, the messier it got. Every time someone said it's not a big deal, it made it seem like a big deal. It was like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Late-night talk shows had tons of jokes. People online made wild guesses about what Tyrus really knew, like he had found a secret book about the Clintons. Some even said it had stuff about lizard people.
She's back like a sore on a porn star's lip.
Ew.
Complaining on X about Trump cleaning up D.C., she says, quote, on one hand, Republican officials call themselves war fighters. On the other, they become whiny crybabies at the thought of setting foot in D.C. streets and New York City subways that literal school children navigate every day without incident. Real macho stuff. Then she got off social media and returned to moving a dead body to a park.
At the same time, Hillary's fans said her meltdown was just righteous anger. Like, she was just fed up with people being mean. But let's be real. Anger that loud doesn't seem strong. It seems like someone trying to hide fear. The sad part? Hillary's whole career was about surviving drama. She's been through so many scandals, fights, and crazy stories. She always kept going like a robot in a pantsuit. But now, one TV guy with a big mouth took her down. The difference was so wild, even her biggest fans had to admit, this wasn't her best moment. And Tyrus? He didn't even need to do anything else. The media talked about it. The internet watched. Hillary knew the rules of this game. She's played it longer than most of us have been alive. And she knew the moment she exploded, she lost. In politics, it's not about what's true. It's about how it looks. And Hillary looked upset. For someone who always wanted to seem calm and in control, that's a big mistake.
It's not just ironic, it's not just rich, it's actually pretty sad.
What happened to decorum?
Gone,
what happened
sadly.
to being the so-called leader in the room? He's being indicted, great. But let's not forget, you lost your election because of your, quote, crookedness. So let's not forget that. So yeah, she didn't get charges put on her, which probably should have, but she lost the election because of her underhand dealing. So let's remember that.
Now, let's look at the big picture. This wasn't just a fight between a politician and a TV guy. This was proof that politics is now entertainment. Drama is what people care about. And Hillary's big meltdown? It was like the stock market crashing live on TV. Everyone was watching, not because they wanted to learn about government, but because they wanted the show. And Hillary gave them one. It's kind of funny. She spent her life trying to look strong, like she had everything under control. She wanted to be remembered as a leader, someone who could survive anything. But even leaders can't avoid the internet. Even people in other countries laughed. You can imagine world leaders watching the clips like only in America. Meanwhile, the American public? They were too busy picking memes to care what Tyrus actually said. The funniest part? The timing. Hillary wasn't even running for office. She wasn't promoting anything. She was just living.
So happy about it. That was an opportunity for her. They're always talking about closing the division. That would have been an opportunity for her to be gracious and be supposedly the leader. But again, she just can't stay away from herself.
Maturity doesn't always come with age.
No, it really doesn't. And it's sad in this, currently with the given climate where everybody's after each other's throat, here's a chance for a leader to show a little bit of class necessary. You don't have to like President Trump. You could think he was guilty of sin or innocent of sin, but when you're put in that position, there was an opportunity for her to show what leaders are supposed.
And then boom, Tyrus turned her into the biggest news story. Her face was everywhere again. It's like the political world decided, nope, Hillary can't retire yet. We still need more drama from her. And that might be the cruelest part. Hillary wanted to be remembered as someone who made history. Instead, she's now going viral for losing her temper, all because a loud guy shared some messy secrets. It's like a funny play with internet trolls as the writers. And the more you think about it, the funnier it gets. Hillary's meltdown wasn't just about her. It showed how crazy and silly politics has become. It told us more than any big report ever could. But now the big question is, can she come back from this? Or does she even want to? Because once something like this happens, you can't pretend it didn't. You either roll with the madness or get lost in it. And if there's one thing we've learned about Hillary Clinton, she never goes down quietly.